going to happen to us keeps us connected to our body in the present moment. It's actually this attitude that keeps us fresh and alive no matter what happens to our daily life. Hi guys, welcome to my living room. So grab whatever you need. I've got my blocks and my blanket. You might be improvising with some other things that do the trick just as well. And let's get started. So we'll come to lying down. Just start with your legs bent and take a moment to bring your awareness to the movement of your breath. So right hand low belly, left hand upper abdomen, just around where the ribs start, and start to just settle. Feel the cool air coming in through your nostrils and the warm air coming out as you exhale. Just give yourself a moment or two to arrive on the mat. Let's start to flow. So your left leg will either stay bent or it'll straighten out, whatever's best for your back. You'll clasp your hands around the right knee, and as you exhale, you'll start to round up, tuning into the core. We inhale and lower, and we flow this in time with our breath, keeping the shoulders and the throat soft. One more time, lift it up and lower and change sides. Making sure that back's comfortable and drawing navel to spine. Let's exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, round it up, lower down. One more time. Draw both knees into your chest, maybe hands on the knees, or if you're able, you can really hug them in a little bit closer and just feel the pressure of the thighs against the abdomen, helping the back to release. Soften shoulders. So take the feet down as wide as the mat, bring the arms wide, and let's take some windshield wipers. So let's bring the legs to the right, head to the left. Inhale both of them through center. Exhale it, change sides. Nice and easy here, we're just warming up. Finding that breath. One more time, head to the right, legs to the left. Come back up. You can either roll to your right or you can rock 2 or 3 times up to seated. Okay, so let's cross the legs over and come onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Arch the spine down, round it up, starting small, but just keep it flowing, feeling through that spine, exploring the different parts of the spine, keeping the back of the neck long. This time as we exhale, we'll tuck toes and bring it to down dog. Keep it flowing so it's one breath each movement. Exhale, just round it up. Inhale, arch. Keep long. Exhale, down dog. Let's stay in down dog now. So press through the hands to find length through the spine. Draw the low ribs in. And gazing maybe between the knees, maybe between the big toes, or maybe up to your navel. So what feels good? So you've got that nice length through the spine and the lengthening, releasing down through the crown of the head. So now you'll just walk the feet forward to the hands, and we'll hang in a rag doll for a moment. So hold on to opposite elbows, feel the belly resting on the thighs. So those knees might be super bent, or they might be just lightly bent. Main thing is we want that connection here. And even though the legs are bent, the legs are strong. So press down through base of the big toe, base of the little toe, inner and outer heel. Release the hands, firm the belly, and roll up slowly, drawing the navel to spine. Head stays down and comes up last. We slide the shoulder blades down the back. And let's just inhale up, gaze ceiling, and draw hands down through heart center. So coming through to the front of the mat to begin into our Surya Namaskar A. Feet hip distance apart. So let's come up and fold. Lower down, so we're going to come to Sphinx to start with, sliding back to stay on my mat. Exhale, hands under shoulders, toes tuck, push back, down dog. Press into the hands, looking for space. One more breath here. Bring it through, so maybe baby steps. Working out which half lift feels good for you. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then draw that energy down. Keep it flowing into number 2. Half lift. Back through plank. Maybe you'll be lowering the knees, upper arms brush torso, and this time let's find lotus. So locust, not lotus. So squeeze the legs together and lift up. Back of the neck is long, so we're looking down to the mat. We're drawing shoulder blades together, squeezing inner thighs together, drawing belly up. Exhale. Tuck toes. Plank. Down dog. Pressing down through hands and feet, soften the gaze. Bring those feet through. Maybe there's baby steps. I'm working through the different options just to remind you to make this yours and be flexible. Changes every day. So many things affect your practice. So we're into our Surya Namaskar B now. Some of you might be practicing with your up dog. Not generally in my practice, but it's a nice option if you like to add it. So the right leg comes through, firm through belly and feet. We come up to warrior 1. Let's take our hands to our hips and step that back foot in. So bringing a shoulder opener into this now. We've been working in class with these options of here, here, or here. So find whatever works best for you. And think of lengthening through the crown of the head to the wall that you're reaching towards. Rather than trying to get down to the ground, just take your time to lengthen, find space in the spine. If your hands are pressing together and you want to work stronger, you can keep pressing. And then we'll release the hands down and we'll come into vinyasa. Up dog or cobra. Exhale. Down dog. Change sides. So it's warrior one to start with. Hands to hips. Step in it a little bit so we shorten that stance. Take the same option you did first time round. Take a breath in. And as you come forward, roll left hip back, roll right hip forward. Let's do one more breath here. Hands come down. We're back into vinyasa. Lower down. Coming through cobra or up dog. Please just stick with cobra or even sphinx if that feels like it's the right option for your body, for your back, for your elbows, for your shoulders. Press through forefinger and thumb, press through pads of the fingers so the limbs are active, working and stretching every part of the body in our down dog. Sink it through chair. Keep it going. Really indulging in the breath here. Lower down. Cobra or up dog. Step left foot through, right foot up between the hands. Warrior one for a second, and then let's take eagle arms. Right arm under, left arm over. And getting ready for that balance. So, weight into the right leg, firm belly, keep breathing. Think of stretching forward with the chest and pressing back through that left foot. One breath here in eagle arms, one breath arms up, vinyasa. Take your back bend of choice, keep it flowing, stay with me. Left leg through, take it up. So this time it's left arm under, right arm over. Firm your belly, press through the feet, get nice and grounded to prepare for your balance. Hop that back foot in, firm that left leg. Keep the breath flowing. Coming out as smoothly as you came in. Arms up. Hands down. Lower down. Puff the chest out. Tuck toes. Down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So hold it here, find the drishti, soften the eyes. Lift sitting bones up and back. Breathe space into your down dog. Press through hands, press through feet. And come through. It's a half lift. It's a release. Sink it down. We'll hold you here for 3, 2, 1. Press down through those heels. Draw hands down through heart center. Brilliant. Stay in your mountain just for a moment. Check in with the breath again so that it's nice and smooth, hasn't got panty or shallow. And let's open out to Warrior Two. So it's a good wide stance. The general test for this one is that when you take your legs wide, your feet should be below your hands. So hopefully mine are doing that. Let's sink it down into Warrior Two and let's flow it. So just bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Awareness through both legs. Hold it here this time. So we want to drop shoulder blades down, take gaze over right middle finger, press evenly through both legs. Side angle pose, right forearm, right thigh. That arm comes up and over. We're keeping nice and bent into the right leg. Right arm comes up for 3, 2, 1. Hands to hips. Take your feet into a nice wide fold. Look up. We're going to come into a forward fold. Just keep your hands on your hips. So the point there is to stop you from rolling the shoulders forward, but rather keep the shoulder blades together on the back of the body. Lift the sitting bones up towards the ceiling. So lift up again, just halfway. Press through your feet and fold a little deeper. So maybe now you'll feel the back of the neck nice and long. Keep strong in the legs, anchoring down through the outer edges of the feet. One more breath. And then with navel to spine, we'll come all the way up. Turn it out to the other side. Sink into your Warrior Two. Flow it just a little bit. Getting some softness into the knees. So even though this leg's nice and strong, we don't want to be locked into that knee. And we'll hold it down now. Draw back through those right fingers. Gaze over left middle finger. Let's take side angle pose. And lift them up for 3, 2, 1. Draw it up. Let's just hop those legs closer together and so take the hands up, clasp them behind. If this isn't good for your elbows or your shoulders, you can grab a strap, a tie, a belt, lift it up, strong through legs. Take your time to just find your way into this. So come forward and then let's suck belly in, lift out of it a little bit, and then with strong supporting legs, take it deeper. Again, just lift up a little bit. Breathe in, exhale, take it deeper. Inhale, all the way up. Hands to hips. Turn the legs out. I'm going to grab the blocks. So that could be your books. Could even be a statue of Ganesh. Whatever you've got lying around. So let's just take right leg bent and then switch it over. Keep shoulders soft. And then if you want to start to lower this and get a deeper stretch, the hands can come down onto a prop, or maybe you won't even need that prop. So if you hold it for a couple of breaths, it'll just give you a chance to sink in a little bit. And once again, keep that knee over the foot. Don't let it roll forward. So let's look after those knees. Nice and long through spine. So that's where the blocks come in. If you're rounding to reach the floor, use something to prop it up. Let's flex that foot on the straight leg now. So you'll notice I'm just moving those blocks over. And with your daily yoga practice, you'll find that we can get a little bit deeper over time. Alrighty, so bring the feet back to parallel. Hands come to hips. Come on up. Heel toe, the feet in. Clear those props away. And let's come to our balances. Take a moment, just find your breath. Energy down through the fingertips, a little bit of softness in the knees, connection through the feet into the mat. Right arm up, right leg up. And let's take the right hand behind, extend the left arm up. So you've got the option, remember, the hand can be on the little toe side of the foot or the big toe side. Drawing belly in, starting to tilt and reach forward as we reach back. Roll right hip down. And slowly, slowly come out. Just mountain for a second again. Feel even through both feet. Drop shoulders away from ears. So right hand, right hip, left hand up, left leg up. Hold on to that foot. Right arm up. We'll press foot into hand. We'll start to tilt torso forward and reach through those fingertips. So notice now what's going on in the shoulders, the neck, the back of the body. And coming out the same way you came in, maybe take that arm back up if that's how you like to practice. Main thing is to really keep the leaving a pose part of the pose. So for the second time, dancer will come through our Shiva flow. So I've magically put my blocks there. Right, so let's do dancer. Release the foot, take the hands to the blocks or whatever you've got. It can be fingertips to the mat. I'm just showing you how you'd be using the blocks if you had them. Exhale, drop the head down. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, up. This time, stay there. place your right leg down. Bring yourself into your twisted chair and hold. Press through the feet, try to squeeze the legs together and focus on that extension through the spine. Bring it back through center and rise up. So dancer to the other side. Take the feet hip distance apart. Release. Hands to blocks. Firm belly, strong back leg. Exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale down. So this time bring foot down. I'll turn around so I can smile at the camera. So come to chair. Left elbow hooks over. And we're not worrying about lifting that leg up, or you can if you're at home, you can do whatever you like. But I just want to show you that get the focus on lengthening through the spine and try to keep some openness through the chest. So press through the feet and breathe. Back through center. Stand it up. Exhale. So let me clear these props away and we'll come to lying on our bellies. So to do that, we'll do it through a flow. Exhale. Inhale. And sit back. Your choice whether you lower the knees or not. And just set yourself up on your mat with your feet wide. Settle for a second. Keep the head down. Maybe have a little bit of a wiggle through those hips. And then turn the feet back in, but keep the mat width apart. And then lift the legs up. So feel the muscles along the spine working, low glutes working, navel lifting. Point the toes or flex, just play with both. See how it changes it. Lower down. Turn the head to the right. Let's do that twice. So bring the head back to the center and lift it up. So toes pointed, toes flexed, your choice. Maybe even try the forehead right down on the mat. Draw navel in and up. 3. Keep your head down. I'm just lifting for sound. Exhale down. Turn the head to the right. And we'll take a half frog. So you can just keep the forehead down. Okay. Let's start with the left leg coming out, right angle. Maybe have a prop under that right thigh to even you out a little bit. So you've got option of forehead down or the Sphinx arms. So Sphinx arms, elbows are under shoulders, hands are coming out. And then shoulder blades draw down the back of the body. Find a soft quality to your breath here. After the standing poses, the breath can start to become a little bit shallow and not as easy as we set it up at the beginning of class. So let's find that same quality of breath we did at the beginning of the class. Relax it down and even it out to the other side. So whether you're taking Sphinx or not, do the same thing on both sides. And as always, softly focus gaze. Stay with the discipline of the drishti, keeping the awareness inwards and releasing from the temptation of checking out whatever's going on around you. One more breath. Relax it down, hands under shoulders, release right leg. Push it back to pose of the child. So sometimes a block, for some people, a block under the forehead can be a nice way to practice this because, well, it just feels better for some people. So I'm showing you that option. Another option might be, if you don't need that block, you can come down and bend at the elbows, take prayer hands, wherever you're at. Just stay for a breath or two. Soften the skin. Release the hands and rise on up. Slide your hands up to the hips and let's come up. Take a right leg out in front. Keep the hands on the hips and drop it down into a low lunge. So draw navel to spine, supporting low back. So a lot of us want to just flop through here. We want to keep that a little bit active, keep low ribs in. And just slowly stretch through that psoas with a few smooth, calming breaths. I'm pushing through my foot a little bit here, which helps to give me a bit of strength, a little bit of a stronger foundation so that I can keep that length going up through my back. Also just takes a little bit of the pressure off that back knee. And you guys all know if you need to prop that back knee, then you grab that blanket. So from here, we'll transition to our half splits, or maybe some of you here will have blocks as well. Always trying to keep the chest open rather than rounded. So think of lengthening out through the crown of the head and then try to bring this belly to the thigh or towards the thigh rather than chest to shins. So we're not going for head to shin or chest to shin. We're just bringing belly to thigh. Keeping shoulders soft, keeping an awareness of the shoulder blades on the back of the body. And flexing through that right foot. Release slowly. Just slide that other leg forward, bring hands to hips. And drop into the lunge. You might need to adjust some props. Navel to spine. Sink it forward and down. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. A little bit of pressure on the hands to draw the hips down as well can just remind you to keep that solidness in the base of your pose, so strong through here, so that we can get lightness through the torso. And then take it back. Start with fingertips or hands on blocks or books, and take a deep breath to lengthen out through the crown of your head. Think belly to thigh first. So don't rush to come down. As soon as this happens, you need to reverse out a little bit and just keep tuning into the subtleties, the super subtle little changes that happen. One more breath. Lift out a little bit as you breathe in this time, and maybe you can take it a little deeper. Great, so just bend into that front leg. We'll slide back to our seat and extend the legs up. So grab a blanket if you like to practice with your blanket for seated poses. That just helps to lift the hips up rather than be rounded back. And just simply by sitting here in our Dandasana, so pressing hands down, rising up through crown of the head, we're strengthening through the core. Feel those transverse abdominis muscles corseting in, front, side and back of the body. Rising up through the crown of the head. Drop shoulder blades down the back. And let's bend the knees a little bit and just bring it into a gentle forward fold. Very slowly. So inhale here. And start to get belly to thigh. Take all the time you need, feeling through the back. Every time you inhale, lengthen through low back. Every time you exhale, soften down a little bit more. Everybody's working at a different stage for this pose, so you may straighten the legs out if that's good. Please keep them bent if you know that works better for you. And it's all about tuning in and feeling here. So I like to practice just to come out sometimes a little bit and then take it deeper. So inhale back a little bit. Exhale down. Shoulders back, away from the ears. Okay, we could stay here all day, but we'll keep on moving. So a nice gentle twist here. Cross the right hand over the left knee. Take the left hand behind you. Work on keeping the feet together. So if that right foot's coming forward, the right hip's coming forward. So you want to, it's not a huge twist, but we're feeling through the core muscles helping us make this twist happen. Grow tall. Bring it out a little bit more. Breathe in, grow tall. Bring it out a little bit more. Grow tall. Check the feet. And one more. Okay, so do that to the other side. Right hand back, left hand crosses over. Grow tall first. And as I said before, it's not the deepest of twists, but there's plenty to bring your awareness to. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Draw navel to spine. Lift through the pelvic floor. Little sneaky peek to the feet. One more. Release. Okay, so taking our other twist, if we start with the right leg in front, left leg behind, some of you will be propping up that right glute to keep these hips even. Right hand behind, left hand crosses over. Inhale, tall. Exhale. From the navel center, we're twisting. The hand is behind me, the right hand's behind me to help me stay tall. And just keep the chin tucked in a little bit, so don't drop it right down, but just keep it tucked in so that we don't shorten through the back of the neck. Follow every breath through. And turn your head, puppy dog eyes, over the left shoulder. Slowly release. Move that prop out so that we can set ourselves up to the other side. And it'll be under the left glute if you're using the blanket. Right hand crosses over left knee, left hand is behind to grow tall. Think lifting in pelvic floor, draw navel to spine. This hand's working a little bit to press against the knee. Feel those obliques helping the twist happen. Keep shoulders away from ears and just turn very slowly with the head. We don't want to strain so much in the neck, but we want to involve the whole spine. One more breath. And this time we'll just look over the right shoulder, twisting the neck in the opposite direction. Come out really slowly. It's all part of the pose. And come to lying on your backs. So knees are bent. I'm going to get you all to grab a block or something to squeeze between the inner thighs. Robot arms, bending at the elbows, fingertips pointing up. Press through the heels, squeeze the thighs together and activate those low glutes. Let's count this now for 5, 4, 3, activate the inner thighs, 2, 1, and slow, slow, slow to come down. Release the arms just for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's do it again. So really press firmly through those heels as you come up and emphasize squeezing the thighs together. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come down. Clear the prop out of the way and just rest for a moment. Take the feet wide, knees together, hands on belly. So we'll do one more bridge. Back bends are actually really great for anxiety, believe it or not. So it helps to keep everything moving, get rid of blockages. So lift the hips up again. This time, if you choose to, you can clasp the hands underneath and draw the shoulders together. Press through the heels, get those glutes involved. Push the knees away to the wall in front and keep the little bit of space between the chest and the chin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down slowly, release the hands. Enjoy coming out of the pose, and I think it might be time for a little squeezing in. Just focus on the back muscles here, let them soften. Allow the belly to soften, skin around the neck to soften. And just stay lying on your back. I'm just going to set some props up. So we'll come to finishing off the class now. So I'm going to give you a couple of options to start to bring into your practice. And there's plenty of things you can be working with instead of the blocks. A rolled up yoga mat would do the trick. And you can place a blanket over the mat, or as I've said, books, cushions, a line of cushions. Basically what you want to do is have the head and back supported so that we're opening the chest a little bit. So my shoulders are dropping down on either side of the block. Palms are open, and then we just take a moment here to close the eyes and drop inwards. Soften around the mouth. Please stay here if this is feeling great and you've come into this pose. I'm just going to demonstrate another way to start to wind down. So if you want to take your shoulder stand, then a blanket is a great way to modify shoulder stand or prop it up, make it a little bit more accessible. Head's off the blanket, shoulders are on the blanket. Draw the knees in, lift the hips up, slide the hands under, and then just adjust those elbows to bring them as close together as you can. So if you're not quite there yet, we can just have our knees bent. We can even rest our low back onto our hands. Just find a way to make it work as you build up that upper body strength. And think of drawing the elbows towards each other. So you can adjust that a little bit. So wherever you're at with your shoulder stand, get those inner thighs working. Keep the head still and keep the breath steady. Plow is another option to continue onto from shoulder stand. So I've got those blocks placed there quite conveniently, because if you can't reach the floor, hey presto, bring the floor to you. Just notice I've clasped my hands together. And then we can also take the legs down into our Garbha Pindasana. So whatever your practice is, how you're working with your shoulder stand, you want to support yourself as you come out. Nice and slowly. And then a fish pose is a great way to counter pose your shoulder stand. So we'll all stay in a resting pose for another moment or two. I'm going to find my way just into Shavasana. So whichever option you've chosen to take, just feel the lightness of doing nothing, being nothing, just breathing. Feel the skin soft. Every exhale takes us deeper into stillness. And when you're ready, start to move the fingers. So if you're in your supported fish, or if you've got legs up the wall, just start to move the fingers and then stretch out through the arms. Take a deep breath in, and we'll all roll to the right side. So if you're on your props, you'll just roll off those props and slowly find your way up to seated. hands to heart center. So thank you all for joining me. This is very much a learning experience for me as well, and I appreciate you coming along for the ride. Namaste.